Labour MP Jonathan Reynolds has been intensely grilled by broadcaster Julia Hartley-Brewer over his party's vaccine passport stance. Labour MP Jonathan Reynolds was savaged by radio presenter Julia Hartley-Brewer on Friday morning as she challenged the politician with a series of questions targeted at his party's stance on vaccine passport. Ms Hartley-Brewer took particular issue with Labour's apparent change of position as Mr Reynolds claimed the party would not support calls from the government to implement a jab passport system. The radio presenter said, "I want to hear from the government. No, we're not talking about the practicalities. You're either for vaccine passports for everyday life, or you're against it. This is a principle, moral philosophical conversation, not a, oh, is it practical for someone to do it? Is the Labour Party going to vote against the use of vaccine passports in this country?" Mr Reynolds replied, "We are against the use of vaccine possible, except for large-scale events." Ms Brewer then interjected, "What do you mean by large-scale events? You said the other time you were for the vaccine passports. How many people? 50,000, 100 million, 100? How many? You used a phrase, you must know what you mean by it." Mr Reynolds went on, "I'm thinking of large-scale sporting events, cultural events. I think it is not for everyday life, but for big events." Ms Brewer chipped in again, "But it might possibly be okay for students to be required to have them." "No, not for everyday life. I would consider going to university to be part of your everyday life," said Reynolds. The grilling came after Keir Starmer announced this morning that he wants England to follow Wales in terms of ending the pingdemic on August 7. Ms Brewer continued to ask, "Why has he picked the August 7th? Why not today?" Mr Reynolds answered, "Well, I think Wales has shown the way forward on this. They brought the date forward. My understanding is it's not practical to do it immediately because that relates to the lack of testing and vaccination centres the government haven't yet delivered on. But bringing this forward is the right way. I think we will have recognised how difficult this has been, and this is what we can do to match what Wales have done if they've shown the way." Keir Starmer announced earlier this week that they were ready to back the use of COVID passports for mass attendance events. This excludes health checks for food shops. The Labour leader also urged Boris Johnson to make double-vaccinated people exempt from the rule to self-isolate.